Hey everybody, it's Nikki here with Delicate Tension Tarot, and this is going to be a reading today for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you just have strong Aries placements in your chart. As always, I feel like I need to say this more than ever. This is a general reading. Every reading I do, it's general energy. If it's not your story, it's just not your story. There's literally thousands of tarot readers on YouTube that you can go check out and follow. All of them are amazing. Yeah, you just find one that fits, right? You know, I try my best to do the best I can when it comes to delivering the messages. And once again, if it's not your message, it's not your message, and it's going to change. If there's something that I say that upsets you, it's either not your story or it's just something that might need to be, it might need to be looked at. I've had moments in my life all the time where people say shit to me that really fucking upsets me or hurts me. But when I sit down and look at it, I'm like, I can kind of see where they're coming from. This is a general energy. It's why it's recommended that if you need a personal reading, you reach out to get a personal reading from somebody. Doesn't have to be me. It can be anybody. Yeah, I just feel the need to say that because I feel like there's been, whatever it was yesterday, maybe it was something in the air. I literally went from having 0 negative, dislikes or whatever on my videos to all of a sudden, all through my April videos, there were multiple dislikes on everything. So once again, if it's not your story, it's not your story. Don't force it to fit. What I say is not absolute, right? We all make our own choices. We all handle things a different way. If I don't mesh with you, I don't mesh with you, and that's okay. That's fine. Just feel the need to get that out there. Just need to say that, right? Either way, I hope that this finds you well. I hope that you're doing okay. I hope that you're out there surviving. And hopefully, some of you are thriving. Some of you are in a position where you're getting really creative or really opening up and expanding certain things that you've missed doing or always have wanted to do. And now that you have time, you can really look at those things and get into them. So let's see here. We do have the new moon in Taurus today. So Aries, we are officially moved out of your season, right? I hope you had a good one. I hope you had time to celebrate with friends and family or loved ones, or at least celebrate yourself. But now that we have this Taurus new moon, it's a really nice new moon to sit back and really just have a lot of gratitude for the things that are in your life, have a lot of gratitude for the things that are coming. Make sure you nurture and plant the seeds of intention for what you want during this next moon cycle, or that you want to manifest further out in the future. Just take some time today and sit back and dream. Appreciate everything that's around you. Let's see here. What's happening for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for May 1st through the 15th? What is happening? So we've got the Page of Swords. You might be analyzing a particular situation or person. Page of Swords is usually a very detached energy. It can be observing and thinking about things in a very new way, something that isn't familiar to you, because pages are kind of like the beginners, right? And the court cards. They're more of the student energy. Let's see what your block is. Very investigative energy. So what's the block here? Okay, let's do one more for the block. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles in the upright, and we have the Emperor in reverse for the block. Now, the Emperor typically does rule your energy, right? Maybe you're in a particular situation where, because you feel a loss of control, or you don't have as much control as you're used to, you're kind of possibly leaning back into this Queen of Pentacles energy, which doesn't feel like a block to me. This is the first time I think I've ever said this. I don't feel like this is a block. I feel like this is something very helpful for you. It actually is tapping into that earth energy, so it could be tapping into the energy that we're moving into. It may even be the energy of another person, but there's something here of, you know, leaning into nurturing yourself, nurturing your environment, or nurturing the people around you. Maybe you're taking a step back in order to understand how to better do that, because maybe whatever way you were approaching things before, it wasn't working for you, or you kept kind of, you know, beating your head against a wall, wondering why whatever action it was that you were taking, or whatever it was that you were doing when you were stepping up to the plate wasn't working. Let's see what's happening in your subconscious sector here. What's happening in Aries subconscious sector? We have the Two of Wands in reverse. So there might have been a particular choice that either you had to make, or it was a choice that was made for you. What happened in the recent past here? We have the Five of Wands. There could have been conflict. It could have been one person. It could have been a group of people. Usually the Five of Wands it can be a challenging energy, but it's more playful in its challenge. It's kind of like competition, right? Going head to head with other people, or maybe it's having a group of people who all have varying opinions and each one are fighting to be heard, or fighting to be seen, noticed, or understood. What's happening in Aries higher self or conscious forefront mind here? We have the Artist, so you're definitely taking a step back to dream. I think that you are very mental right now. I think that you're very much so in your head, thinking, creating, analyzing. Wondering what the future holds for you and trying to understand how you can best create that, especially if there was a game plan that you had that was thwarted by what is happening in the world right now. Because the Two of Wands in reverse for me, it's either you making a deliberate choice, or it's a choice that's being made for you that's outside of your control, which can also point to the Emperor in reverse where the block is, right? It's something there of, you know, not having control, so you're just doing the best with what you have and what you can do right now. What's in the near future here? So we have the Queen of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. You might be feeling very open to giving right now. Or maybe you're looking at ways in which you can give and receive love. Maybe give and receive your vulnerability. There's a really strong nurturing energy around you, so if it's not you, it could be another person. But there's a lot of equal give and take here, and there's balance and harmony that's really attempting to be restored into your life, whether it's within your relationship, business partnerships, family, friends. Let's see what's happening in your emotional sector. What's happening in Aries emotional sector here? We have the Nine of Pentacles, so definitely feeling quite confident and secure in your ability. Ace of Cups in reverse. Oh. And we have the Six of Swords reversed. And the Sun in reverse. So it's interesting because I feel like even though you don't have a lot of clarity right now, because of whatever like looming uncertainty is present, it's very interesting to me because emotionally you seem to be in this state of being in between. Like, even though there is this opening of the self, or like a softening of the heart, right? That's why part of me kind of feels like it's someone external to you and it's not necessarily you. I'm not saying it's not, but if that doesn't resonate with you, it's kind of like someone attempting to help you open up, or help you be vulnerable, or help you express what's in your heart. But there's kind of this need to, in your energy emotionally, to focus on what it is that you can maintain and what it is that you can have. I think because you feel very uncertain and because you feel like you're moving through difficult territory, maybe there's memories here from the past of the challenges that recently entered into your life, or the struggles between you and other people. Maybe you just don't feel like it's safe for you to do so, so you're trying to focus on what's best right now. What's happening around you, Aries? We have the Knight of Wands. That could be in and out communication from somebody. We have the Eight of Pentacles. You could also have a lot of business coming in right now, or you could have money coming in from unexpected sources. Kind of just shows up, right? And I feel like that's aside to like stimulus checks. Because I feel like this was something that you probably have been working on for a really long time, and now people are just starting to notice it. And then we have the Eight of Swords, so but there's still a little bit of stress and anxiety. Maybe now part of you is trying to figure out, you know, how do I keep up with what's happening? Like if you do have a lot of unexpected things coming in for you that are good for you, that are good for what you're building, maybe now there's this wonder, this fear of, okay, like how am I going to manage this? How am I going to keep this up? Can I still honor the energy that I need to rest and take care of myself and still, you know, be giving to this project or this situation? What's in your hopes and fears? We have the Knight of Swords. There's some interesting stuff about communication here for you right now. And we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. You could be fearful of maybe experiencing another financial loss or hit. You could be fearful of, you know, moving too fast and maybe missing the point as you're moving along. There could be a strong male figure in your life that you're afraid of having communication or conversation with. But really, I think it's kind of this thing of whatever it is that you're working on, I feel like you're having to detach from whatever conflict it is that surrounds you in order to work on it. Because there's something here where it's like, you know, I'm not noticing a real big shift or change in my environment with the people that I'm involved with. So I'm just going to focus on what I know that I do have control over, which could be your finances or particular projects that you're working on, whether they're within or outside of the home. When I say outside of the home, that could be communication through the internet. It could be reaching out to others or being involved in giving to other projects. I want to go back to the Queen of Cups here with the Six of Pentacles because I do feel like there's a part of you that's giving in a different way. I think you may be giving to causes that are close to your heart, and if that is something you already do within your business, I think it's bringing a lot of balance and harmony into your world. Or maybe it's the fact that you could be experiencing feelings of a lot of love of self for what the return it is that you're seeing right now with the hard work that you put into something. But I think too, there still is that existing fear of going, you know, like, I'm okay, I'm comfortable right now, but when am I going to be uncomfortable again? Because there's this oscillating energy of, you know, feeling like things may be short-term or short-lived when this happens, and there's a little bit of fear attached to that because it seems to wax and wane in your world. So let's see what the far-reaching outcome is here. We have the High Priestess. Some of you may already have an inkling or a feeling as to where this is going. Many of you might be tapped into your intuition at this time. So a couple more cards here. Show me a couple more cards for Aries, please, for the far-reaching outcome or advice. And then we have Death. Allow these changes to take place. Really embrace them. We have Judgment. So big things shifting in your world. Temperance. And then we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Make sure you're taking the appropriate time to rest. And Five of Pentacles in reverse on the bottom of the deck, which I really like seeing because it does mean you're kind of coming out of whatever financial uncertainty that you have had. You're kind of finding your footing again. Or at least some form of comfortability where you don't feel like you're totally going to be homeless or, you know, out in the cold, even if that does involve a relationship. But in the far-reaching outcome, you have a lot of major arcana. And to me, seeing a Queen of Wands in reverse energy next to that, it's almost as if I think you're working into Empress status. Because with these major arcana, this is about a higher evolution of the self. It's about all these changes that are coming in and taking place are really helping you step up to the plate for what it is that you need to be doing here. Whether it's within the relationship, within the business. This is a bigger thing than just every day. These are very, very big changes, long needed changes. I think you always knew these changes were coming. And I think now you're really learning to embrace them in a way where it's very symbiotic in nature. I think you're paying attention to the way in which when you shift your energy and you don't allow yourself to hold on to certain things, you start seeing these waves of love or gratitude or support or appreciation come in. And you're really starting to understand how to do your work in a way that's very effortless and you don't have to try too hard. But there's still that fear piece, I think, that you need to release that's attached to it. Because there is still this feeling of being confined in a situation or feeling like you can't get out of something and wondering when that's going to happen. Because I think with all this energy that's coming in for you, with this harmony and this balance that's kind of being restored into your life, especially through realms of business, or even if it can even be another person, if it's a relationship, kind of coming in and wanting to work with you again, and you might be a little uncertain of that. Because this person has a tendency to come in and out of your life and doesn't really take responsibility for anything. I think that's where you're feeling a little... Because that's something else I can see here too within a relationship, is that, you know, you might have tried to move beyond something and find clarity and really open up your heart and try to be receptive to whatever it was that came back, and maybe nothing came back, or maybe there was this feeling of loss or rejection. But once again, there's this energy that kind of comes back into your life and you're just sitting there going, you know, why? Like, why does this keep happening? So let's go ahead and pull some clarifiers here. Clarify the Page of Swords for me here, please, for Aries. We have the Four of Wands, so you could possibly be looking at relocating. Or maybe dreaming of, you know, where that forever home is, or where it is that you need to land once everything kind of passes. I think it also may be you trying to take different perspectives on whatever's going on within the household, or maybe you're trying to shift and take a different perspective on how to celebrate these massive changes that you've either made in your life already, or how to celebrate the changes that are coming for you. It almost feels like there's like hesitance around, you don't want to pop the cork on the bottle just yet. Like, you don't want to sit there and shout from the rooftops and celebrate something that doesn't feel like it's quite there yet. Let's clarify the Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor in reverse here. Or not in reverse, as your block. So then we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Five of Wands in reverse. And we have the Ace of Wands. You might be feeling a little conflicted right now, especially with what's happened in the past. It's almost like whatever struggles it is that you keep having to endure, you're sitting there wondering to yourself, like, how can I rise to the occasion, and how can I step up and be the leader in something that I know I need to be? It feels like it's this match that you keep having to light over and over again. Sorry for the track. One second. But it's this thing of, you know, I feel like you keep getting these surges of energy in order to overcome something, or maybe even overcompensate for something, when really you need to be paying attention to the way in which your energy oscillates when you're moving through this stuff. Because there is a way for you to step up and be a leader. There is a way to do all of these things while still maintaining and taking care of yourself. Let's clarify the Two of Wands in reverse here. So we have the Seven of Swords, Six of Wands in reverse, Hanged Man in reverse, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Subconsciously here, you're definitely dealing with issues of fears of failure. And I really feel like I need to ask, you know, in what ways do you feel like you lie to yourself? In what ways do you feel like you deceive yourself? In what ways do you feel as if, you know, you prevent the truth or certain awareness from coming to light within yourself? And why do you keep having this conversation with yourself about how you'll never actually be successful? Because you know you will be. You know you're going to be successful. You know that you're going to come out of this weird feeling of limbo. You know that all those things are going to happen, but there's always something that steps in and makes you think otherwise. So I want you to pay attention to that. Let's clarify the Artist. We have the Star. So definitely keep dreaming, man. I mean, I really think that there's something out there that you can achieve through dreaming and really reaching for the stars and understanding that you are being seen right now. And you are being in this position, in this place of not only being seen, but being able to create while you're being seen. It's almost like being able to show people how they can manipulate or change their world just by using their imagination. You might have strong Aquarius placements for whoever this is for. Let's clarify the Queen of Cups and the Six of Pentacles in your near future. We have the Six of Swords reversed and the Two of Swords reversed. I think you're choosing not to stay stuck. And I think you're choosing to no longer give your time or energy into things that aren't going to help you move forward, which is what I think is happening down here in your emotional sector, because we do have the Six of Swords down there as well in the reverse. But I think it's like a choice to only pay attention to the things that give to you. Only pay attention in the ways that love is being shared, love is being acknowledged. The ways in which not only you support others, but the way that others support you. That's what's really being strongly highlighted here in the near future. I think you're choosing to stay away from complication. I think you're choosing to stay away from people who don't want to move past the issue, people who want to stay stuck. I think you're really cutting those relationships out of your life. So much time. I'm going to kind of jump to the outcome here because we do have a lot of major cards to clarify, and I feel like everything else is, you know, emotions are subjective, right? And what's going on around you is rightfully so as well. Let's clarify the High Priestess here. So with the High Priestess, we have the Four of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the Emperor in reverse. I think you know that there is a reason why we are in a period of rest. I think you know that there's an opportunity for healing here for you. I think you know that there's an opportunity for you to regain your strength before the wheel turns again, because once it does, I think you're going to be put back into this position of being a leader. And right now, I'm not saying that it's not time for you to do that. I'm just saying that it's almost like a conservation of energy and generating energy. You know, within Eastern philosophy, it's looked at as like allowing chi to be rebuilt into your body. There are these energy sources that are really needing to restore themselves within you. So allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to nurture yourself. Allow yourself to be nurtured by others right now. Let's clarify death. Let's clarify death here. And we have Judgment. Yeah, there's big, massive changes sweeping through your life. Let's clarify Judgment. Let's clarify Judgment here. And we have the Three of Swords. You're really healing from things of the past. I think that there's a lot of deep core wounding around what I'm talking about here. It might be why there's a lack of trust or faith in the final outcome for you, because maybe you've been here before one too many times. Maybe there were people who told you this would never be successful. I can't remember who else's. I think Aquarius's reading was like this, actually. Just a little bit. But I also feel like here it's almost like just let go. Embrace what's happening right now, and embrace the moments where you need to take a time out. Embrace the help that is being offered to you. Let's clarify Temperance. I almost feel like I have to say it's not that it's over, it's that it's healed.
You gonna go in there?
Let's clarify Temperance here. So with Temperance, we have the Page of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Knight of Swords in reverse. I think you starting to take a step back and really allow your observation to change has definitely helped you from going all in too fast. Because maybe that's what was happening in the past, is maybe, you know, you would get so much strong energy behind something that you would just go for it, and it would turn out to be something you didn't want. Let's clarify the Queen of Wands in reverse. Seven of Pentacles, conserve your energy. You don't have to create something new every day. Sometimes you really can just take a step back and look at what it is that you've already planted and nurture that. And I think that's the awareness you're coming into. Maybe too, there's also this acknowledgement that for so long you tried to keep yourself so busy or in a role to be present for others so that you didn't have to acknowledge what was going on inside of yourself. These changes are going to be really good for you. I think you're going to start seeing a very large outpouring of love and support. I think that, you know, there is something happening here that is just incredible. It's amazing. Because I think you're finally coming out of something that's been a part of your life for a really long time. And I think it held you down for a really long time. And now you get to be free of that. And I think that you get to allow yourself to conserve some energy and get ready and get prepared for what's coming in the next wave, right? That way you can really take off and really step into your power and really claim what it is that you want. Okay, Aries, thank you for joining me. If you liked this, please hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, comment down below if you did feel like this resonated for you. If not, that's totally fine too. Check out my description box below if you would like to visit my website for a personal reading tailored to your specific situation or question. I also have a link to my Instagram down there if you would like to follow me there for daily card pulls and other inspirational things. And then I also have decks listed below that I typically use in each reading. Today I only used 2 for yours for whatever reason. But everything is listed down there for you to go support the artist directly. And thanks so much. I'll see you guys next time.